Hi, it's Sean Cooper. In this quick video, I'm going to show you a simple technique that'll reveal how to always know what to say next. This is a problem I see many shy and socially anxious people running into. Ask yourself if this ever happens to you. Do you ever run out of things to say? Do you ever have your mind go blank and suddenly you find yourself struggling to come up with something to say? Do you ever have to deal with awkward silences that are embarrassing and annoying? Do you feel like you don't really know how to keep a conversation going like most people do? And does this lack of social skills in this area lead to you not being as confident to enter new conversations with people? If you answered yes to one or more of these, then you're not alone. Let's play a game of what if. What if you always knew what to say next? What if you can make conversation and small talk with ease? What if you would never have to face an awkward silence again? What if you had no more fear that your mind would go blank, which would mean you'd be a lot more confident to start new conversations and talk to people a lot more than you do now? Well, the good news is, by the end of this video, you're going to know one very simple yet very powerful technique that I discovered that shows you how to always know what to say next. So let me give you some background information before I get into it. Back when I was overcoming my own shyness and social anxiety, I had this problem myself. So I decided to do something about it. I spent a lot of time studying what people who make conversation naturally do. I wanted to figure out why some people were able to talk on and on, easily and effortlessly, while I was always struggling just to stop awkward silences from happening. And what I found out is that social people do a few key things differently than shy people. And I was able to backwards engineer my discoveries to make it simple and easy for anyone to become more naturally extroverted. Sound good? Let's get started. So here's the technique that I'm about to show you. I call it conversation threading. In a nutshell, conversation threading is simply looking for threads in the conversation and responding to them. I'll explain what this means in the next couple of slides, so don't worry. There are 3 steps to conversation threading. The first step is the other person says something to you. The second step is you noticing the threads in what they said. So what is a thread? Well, threads are basically topics inside a sentence. Every sentence has a few of these threads in it. For example, take the sentence, I saw Bob at the mall last Saturday. The threads or topics or subject words in this sentence could be Bob, mall, and last Saturday. So all threading is noticing these topics and then saying something about them, which is step 3. Pick a thread and respond to it. So for the last sentence, I saw Bob at the mall last Saturday, you would simply pick one of the topics mentioned and say something about it. For example, if you chose the thread Bob, you could say, I tried out for the football team with Bob last year. He made quarterback and crushed all the new guys. Or you could pick the thread mall. Have you been to the mall lately? I can't believe they're closing down the movie theater to build a new clothing store. Or you could pick the thread last Saturday. So you could say, last Saturday, I went camping for a family reunion. I never want to share a tent with my brother again. So now that you know how it works, here's why it works. The cool thing about conversation threading is that all of your replies will make the conversation flow smoothly because they relate to what the other person said before you. And this is what social people do automatically. And the best part is, once you try this a few times and get some practice, you'll also be able to do this automatically. You'll be able to talk without thinking. You'll start to become naturally good at talking to people and making small talk. So try it out for yourself. Next time you're in a conversation, use the technique I just showed you. Remember, step 1 is the other person says something to you. Step 2 is you noticing the threads and what they said. And step 3 is pick a thread and respond to it. I hope you find this technique useful, especially as you start to apply it in your daily life. What this does is it gives you a framework for conversation. Instead of not knowing what to say next, you just follow the 3 steps I've outlined for you here, and you'll never be at a loss for words. I hope you find this technique as useful as many other people have found it. This is Sean Cooper, and I'll talk to you soon.